Hello lovelies, this is another dueling deck dialogue video. I just finished filming one featuring two black and white decks. The Star String Tarot by Eliza Kingsbury, and then Anatolian's Tarot of the Abyss. With these deck dialogues, I'm trying to, in a very open-ended way, give myself over to a deck, the deck at hand, to say, you know, what is it that you have to say to me, to teach to me, and to see what that connection is, what the chemistry is to some extent, and what this deck is here to offer. As I've been doing these dialogues, I've been doing a lot of them of late, a lot of themes keep coming up, a lot of common cards keep coming up, which is very confirming. I've been seeing a lot of wands, a lot of court cards in the wands. I've been seeing the Star a lot. I've been seeing Strength a lot. Those majors have come up a lot. And that repetition in different decks of those cards is sort of interesting. It's like, you know, the tarot is going to show me what I need to know right now. That's sort of how tarot works. And that's really the premise of mindful tarot, right? It's going to show you what you need to know, because the tarot is taking us into the deep grounds of what we think of as ourselves, that little s self, to help connect us to the vastness of self with a capital S, the trans individual self, maybe would be one way to say it. So tarot is always going to tell us what we need to know right now, but it tells us in different voices, through the different perspectives of different artists, different moments, different cultures, right? Along with different readers, you know, who are reading the cards at that time. So I'm doing these deck dialogues because I'm trying to choose the deck, one deck to bind them all, the deck that I'm going to be using myself during this year, 2022's Drop 'em 78 challenge, which is a 78-day challenge going through the tarot one card at a time, starting October 15th, 2022. We're going to start with the Pentacles, move into the Wands, then go to the Cups, then the Swords, and then close out the year with the Major Arcana, ending on December 31st with the World. Drop 'em 78 challenge is all about kind of exploring moment by moment, day by day, card by card, what a particular deck has to teach you at this time in your life, and what the tarot in general is for you at this time in your life. There's more specificity to how I encourage people to interact with the cards each day, and I will post a video about that. If you're interested in getting real structured with this or real support, I super invite you to join the Mindful Tarot community. If you haven't yet, just drop me an email, my address below, or ask to join our Facebook page, Mindful Tarot, where other people will be doing this challenge too with their decks. It's glorious fun. It really is. So, Drop 'em 78. But here's the thing I want to do tonight with this moment. That was sort of goofily said. I want to look at two more decks. So I had this idea about doing this dueling deck dialogue, where I look at two similar decks, or decks that are doing different similar things in different ways. I just looked at, did I just say this? I can't remember. This is now the second time I've tried to make this video. The first time I forgot to hit record. But the Star String Tarot by Eliza Kingsbury and Anatolian's Tarot of the Abyss. So two black and white decks. Now what I want to share with you guys is two really different hybrid decks that are trying to work with both the language of the Waite lineage and the language of the Tarot de Marseille, or the stylistics of the Tarot de Marseille. So two hybrid decks. Both are decks I love. They're really different. The first is the 1973-1974 Keishobou Tarot, the first published Japanese tarot deck in Japan, the first Japanese tarot deck published. And it is a truly marvelous hybrid that uses, this gives you a sense of the artwork, my little bag for it, that uses Marseille style illustrations, but with mostly, not entirely, Waite Smith imagery. So here we have the Nine of Pentacles. You've got a lady with the bird, but the drawing of the lady, this is like, you know, look at her face. This is a Marseille style face. This is that sharp, dark black outline of the Marseille woodblock tradition. The colors, however, there's the Angel Tarot deck, which is another 1970s Japanese tarot deck, that also has these colors. So I'm not sure why this color scheme, but that kind of caramel amber and the teal and the red, there's something about the color scheme that just captures my heart. And although the images have a kind of what do I want to say, a kind of lightness, bubbliness, silliness to them, at least to my eye. This is a deck that cuts, in my limited experience of working with it, that cuts kind of deep. So, Keishobou, what do you want to say to me? What do you want to teach me? I feel like I need to do one more riffle shuffle. This cardstock, which I love, it's super beefy and quite solid, feels really good, but it doesn't riffle very well. These are the backs, by the way. What do you want to teach me? Oh, okay, the world. So there's something here, and it's in reverse. This world dancer isn't dancing. She's missing half her legs. She's very sedate, actually, for the world card. But there's something here about completion, about bringing all the four corners together, about our sort of vulnerability in the work of consummation, of completion, right? So you want to teach me about that, but this was reversed. So there's something about that isn't so easy for me. Bringing it all together. Is that right? Am I understanding? And again, upside down. I might have the whole deck upside down. So I'm going to read these reversals loosely. But that Eight of Swords, yeah. Yeah, I see that. I mean, she should be unfettered and completely having reached the pinnacle where the big S self really takes the center stage. But the Eight, you're saying, okay, so there's some things that are blocked here that need to be cut through, that need to be released. She's bound very tightly for an Eight of Swords figure. And it's not clear how she's going to get out of this. So are you saying that's me and I'm caught and you're going to help me cut my way through? Again, it was upside. I do think these cards are all upside down, but I think, yeah, I think you're saying you are encouraging a partnership here. You are going to help me cut my way through if I can give myself to you. I feel myself pulling back a little bit, so you're encouraging me to give myself to you. Is that right? I feel like I need one more card. Yeah. These are all reversed, so it may be hard, but you're encouraging a kind of steadfast and kind of pulling together of forces. Yeah. I just had this impulse to look at the bottom of the deck. So there is this reluctance that you're noting to push forward, and maybe a reluctance to be the deck that I'm working with right now. I don't know. Let me just ask. Are you saying that you're reluctant to work with me right now? Yeah. You're wanting to hold. You're wanting to hold your resources in. Is that? Yeah. I think you're saying this is the Four of Discs. that this is not the time yet for this deck. Yeah? You're saying this is not the time yet. Yeah, you've got a lot to give me. You've got a lot to give me. You've got a lot to give me. Do you, King of Swords. Okay, I think that's you. Do you want to work with me? You're saying, you're asking for me to be steadfast and patient, I think. I think you're saying that this is going to be, there's going to be work if we do this. It's going to, you are King of Swords, but there's a kind of stamina that I need to be willing to have. And just even in this reading today, I feel myself really having to slow down to read with you. Is that part of this? You're saying, I got to slow down. I can't do this slapdash. Is that? And then from 9 of Wands to 9 of Swords. I have to be willing to be right here with whatever, with this. Okay, you are inviting something powerful. I feel like, would you, I feel this feels like the moment of like giving the rose of the Bachelor. Would you want to work with me? Oh, okay. Yeah, 2 of Wands. Okay, you're willing to give me the world. Okay. Okay, this is a serious deck. You see what I mean with the Keishobou? It's got a voice. And it doesn't, it looks a little silly, you know, you can look a little silly, but it's not. All right, that was heavy, the Keishobou. We'll see what happens. This is Elizabeth Ige, I think. Am I remembering her name correctly? Emmanuel Ige. Her Tarot de Waite Smith. And I'm trying to remember the name of the artist, whose artwork I just think is so fabulous. Begins with an L and has a V in it. I'll put the information below, or the link to it. This is a surprisingly delightful deck. A little bit of a sleeper. It didn't like come onto the scene with a whole bunch of noise. And it's not like the woodblock kind of, it doesn't echo the Marseille in the woodblock. It echoes the Marseille by literally bringing forward the imagery of medieval manuscripts. So like evoking that kind of, not early modern, not like Marseille era, you know, 18th century, but like earlier medieval manuscript sense of things, and then using a lot of the Marseille images, especially in the major arcana. It's just such a very sweet deck. That again, I haven't, like the Keishobou, I love, but I haven't played with much. These are the backs. So, Marseille Waite Tarot. One more shuffle. Okay. How do you want to work with me? What do you want to show me? Okay. More upside down. So, see what I mean? This kind of, it's this medieval imagery is kind of already in the Waite Smith, but there's a real effort here to echo, literally to echo medieval manuscripts, to pick the images and to some extent the color palette from illuminated manuscripts. Okay, so you want to show me about balance, about giving and receiving. maybe the giving and receiving in relationship to you, but this was reversed. So perhaps there's something, you know, I'm finding with these deck dialogues, often it feels like reversals are saying, this is something I need to know. I need to understand about the giving and the receiving. Is that what you're saying? You're going to be showing me about that balance of energy? Another 4 of discs. Okay. I'm starting to hear there's something that there's a kind of withholding. In the Keishobou, I was thinking that it was the deck saying it was holding back, but I think both of these decks are saying that I might be just holding energy back in some way, holding resources back, and you want to show me how to release the flow? Is that it? Yeah, the upside down 3 of Wands. I'm not sure how to read that reversal, but I have this impulse to read the card underneath the deck, the bottom card, so I'm going to pull that in a second. But again, the other deck was showing me a 2 of Wands. Now this is 3 of Wands. Okay, so exploration, yeah, and that might be tricky. You do want me to explore something with you, I think, yeah? Knight of Swords. I just got a Knight of Swords in my Star String Tarot. Okay, Knight of Swords. How to cut free. Okay. But why these reversals? Are you're saying you got to show me, right? You got to show me how to cut free. Yeah? Yeah. And how to stand in my power, how to feel my power, how to feel the fire. Okay. Now look at her. She's adorable. My hair is red too. The Queen of Wands. Okay. All right, you're going to show me how to be Queen of Wands. All right, folks. This was fun and deep and intense. Of these 2 decks, right? Of my Waite Smith, my tarot, no, I'm sorry, my Marseille Waite, and my Keisha-bo. Which of these 2 did you think was giving me the more powerful reading? Which, if you had to choose between these 2 for the 78-day challenge, the Drop 'em 78, which would you choose? All right, let me know below. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, thank you for your practice. Take care.